It's Madden NFL 22 on EA Sports. And the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Saints and the Bears on Monday night.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to one of our favorite spots, venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New Orleans Saints and the Chicago Bears. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Bears team entering play. The losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Saints, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to give in this one, right? Both teams want to start a new streak, and they both want it to be a victory. This should be a fun one.
Season already in the rearview mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. No run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25. Here come the Saints for their opening drive. And a glance here at their quarterback standing 6'3".
I love just about everything about him. Love his game, love his makeup, love his moxie. One of my favorite words. This guy's a competitor. Gritty, tough, you name it, he's got it. But he did throw an interception in last week's game. That contributed to a loss. And despite the fact he threw 3 touchdown passes, he's going to be out there redoubling his efforts and trying to play better.
A throw left side to start out. That's complete. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play. It's second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace. I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
You know, in the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. It gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it. It really gets them amped up as they go forward.
And this will wind up as Saints first down as the tackle made just shy of the 40. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On play action, they'll throw. We'll check on his status when we get back. It's brought in by Harris. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Pretty solid start for the rookie here on this first drive, Charles.
Able to have some confidence, step it back into the pocket, move around a little bit, find open receivers, and deliver. That just means his confidence is going to continue to grow because he's getting more and more comfortable with each completed pass.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete, and he's taken down inside the 30. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
Nice methodical opening drive here. They're already in the field goal range. They're in a good spot. You know that people like to take a shot in this part of the field. But at the same time, as methodical as they've been, they might want to run the ball a little bit here too.
Yeah, just on the outskirts of the red zone, they have options now. Either way, though, they've come out with a purpose. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's second down. They'll look to throw again. This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's third down. Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. Again, he'll drop to throw. Buying time to his left. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. And Lutz puts this one through. And the Saints are going to take a 3-0 lead. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And he returns this to the 22. So here now the Bears offense for their first drive of the game. They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
And it would be interesting to see pretty early in this one exactly where his head is, because the best quarterbacks shake off performances like he had last week. Way too many interceptions. Didn't throw a touchdown pass. Team lost the game. Let's see if he can bounce back and get things going in the right direction.
He'll be trying to forget those 3 picks, as you noted. They will run for the first time with David Montgomery. And he'll get about 3 as he takes this up near the 25. The numbers on the ground for Montgomery in last week's affair. 24 carries, 132 yards, and a touchdown.
And the way they ran the ball in last week's game has to be satisfying to their entire staff, because they're seeing not just a back gain big yardage, but they're seeing an offensive line really in sync.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely, frees up your guys elsewhere. And he will be marked down short of the first as they get to him at the 29. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. That's complete to Troutman, right side. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. The Saints passing game in sync and moving the football. It's a first down.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago, because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
So it's 1st and goal, and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Back to throw again. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. 3 tight ends up front here, 3rd and goal. They'll run it with Kamara, and he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. The kick by Lutz is good. And the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13. So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
David Montgomery ready to take the field for the Bears' next possession. Whatever he was doing in September, they're hoping that that carries over now to October because he was sensational last month.
He absolutely was, and we all know where it started at the end of last season. Right? All the offseason preparation, the weight workouts, the sprints, right? The vision that he had, what he was going to do this season. And, of course, it all came together with the rest of the team. Those big fellas up front, leverage, and, boy, are they getting downfield and creating extra blocks for him.
They really are. Everyone's been doing their job so far to create those holes. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. To throw is Fields. That's complete to Robinson. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. And firing a deep ball for Kmet. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play. But he could not pull it in.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. So a very tight first half. We head to break in a 1-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started out at GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, where you see the final score there. Preston Williams. Big numbers, 4 touchdown catches. We'll stay in the AFC West as we head west to Las Vegas to check in on the silver and black. And it was the visiting San Francisco 49ers that come in and get the victory. Trey Lance leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. Finally, let's get to Philadelphia. Check on the Eagles at home at Lincoln Financial Field. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Green Bay Packers. Jalen Hurts, 3 touchdown passes as his guys stay unbeaten on the year. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Saints. And they've definitely been able to exploit some holes in that opposing secondary as they threw for close to 200 yards in those first 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for the Bears, they were on the other end of the spectrum in terms of passing efficiency. That's going to need to improve in the second half to come. These two teams currently going over their final halftime adjustments. We are just about set to get back to it in the second half. And for the call, let's go back to Soldier Field and Brandon Godden.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Thomas has got it, complete. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37, gain of 9. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points, said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range, and guess what? They've got a shot.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And some space here. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
And that's a much-needed 1st down right there. Look, they're down by 8. So logic says they don't have to get a touchdown out of this drive. But the way things are going, I don't know if I put it in the hands of my defense here. You might not get the ball back at all. So if a 4th down situation comes up, I'm thinking hard about going for it right here and right now.
A gain of 6 there on 1st. Second and 4. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line.
Let's go.
The Saints passing game in sync and moving the football. It's a 1st down. They'll look to throw. Back to Kamara for another catch. Touchdown, Saints. Kamara with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Saints have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the 4th. So part 1 of what they needed is done. They get in the end zone. Now you have to imagine we'll see a try for 2.
And that's what the book says, but defensively, they can't hang their head right here. They've still got a chance to come out with the lead if they make a play.
Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. They're going to try and run for it. And he'll get into the end zone as the 2-point conversion is successful. Still time to work with on the clock, but they wanted the tie now, and they got it.
And I love their aggressiveness. Go ahead and get it done, get the game tied. Now your team has the momentum, and you're staring across the field saying, let's see if you can match us.
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Now the Bears offense ready to take over again. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back. Some pretty good games all weekend. We may have saved the best for last. This Monday night game has been a dandy. Now a 1st down throw, Fields. This is caught by Robinson. A gain of 6 there on 1st. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Darnell Mooney, the target there. And it's 3rd down. From the gun, here's Fields. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. Here comes the Bears punter now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the 4th quarter. They'll come out throwing here on first down. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. The target that time, Michael Thomas. And that'll bring up second down.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw here. He gets it complete to Harris. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. That'll put him at 77 yards receiving for the ball game. It's a first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Throw left side complete to Troutman. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
After what they've faced during this game where they've given up a ton of yards downfield, there has to be a measure of revenge right there for the secondary. They've been shredded throughout the game and finally forced an incompletion.
He'll look to throw. It's brought in by Harris. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. A nice pickup of 10 means that this drive will stay on track. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a handoff. Here's Kamara.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Below Nichols. What an effort from him on that play. Big tackle for a loss of 11. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Back to throw. And he's got his target, Harris. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15. They'll look to throw here on first down. He finds his man, complete. That's Harris. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And they'll get him down right about the 20. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They run it again with Kamara. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. A give. This is Kamara. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to about the 19. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And Lutz's kick is good. And they have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the 4th, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they manage the clock exactly right.
So now Fields and the Bears down 24-21, a minute 35 to go. They need at minimum 3 points out of this as they come up 1st and 10. He's back to throw. Pass complete to Robinson. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards. And that one nearly intercepted. That would have sealed it. Instead, it'll be 2nd down. Back to throw. Escaping the pressure right. He gets this to Coulter, complete. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. Still time to go for the win, but they've got to get up and spike it quickly. They'll find Hines out of the backfield. He for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow.
Santos now to add the PAT. And that will make this a 4-point game. A 4-play drive spanning 80 yards. And it's capped off by the late touchdown that puts him out in front here in the final minute of the contest. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee, and they'll start things out at the 25. Now all the focus shifts over to the Saints, trailing by 4, 33 seconds to go. And they've got to travel the full 75 yards, and time is obviously a huge factor here. 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. He'll get this to his tight end, Troutman. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Back to throw. Pass complete, Thomas. And he's got a first down to the 40-yard line, but the clock runs. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Again, he'll drop to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this one too low. Adam Troutman, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down. So after all of this, it comes down to one final play.
And just think of what it's going to be, because from this distance, you've got to be prepared for everything. Hook and laterals, tip balls, you name it. A lot of laterals after a catch. Just got to be prepared, stay on your feet defensively, and tackle someone.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You were wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for Chicago, they move a step closer to 500 as their record improves to 2-3. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Arizona Cardinals. Meanwhile, for New Orleans, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll be at home for one next week as the Baltimore Ravens come to town.